Good afternoon. My name is Jose Aranda. I'm a librarian at Doña Ana Community College. And this summer we have been presenting a series of online presentations on various topics. And I'm very eager to be part of this collaboration today on health information. I will conclude the presentation with what the library is able to provide in terms of health information and evaluating that. Let me see if I can get to the right slide here. So at Doña Ana Community College Library, we have lots of resources. Of course, I will not be able to show you most of them. I've only selected a few, but I thought I'd start off by showing you the homepage for those that were interested in finding out more about the library and our resources. This is our homepage, and I will be discussing briefly two databases and two websites. Normally during the semester, perhaps this presentation would be more geared towards our students and thus more academic, but in the summer, one of the objectives I had for these presentations was to be more public. So I won't be spending much time on the intricacies that I normally would, showing students how to access them step by step. But nonetheless, I thought this page would be important to show you as a starting point. And of course, one of the links from that page lists all of our databases. And because Doña Ana Community College has several allied health and careers and programs, we have lots of resources and particularly databases on that topic. Some more technical for this presentation, but nonetheless, they all could be found either searching for them by the title or looking and browsing through this list of our databases. Of course, if you try to access our databases remotely, right now I think all of us are remote, you would have to authenticate. So I just wanted to remind those of us about that. And this would be the page where you would have to enter your credentials to be authenticated. The first database I want to talk to you about is called Health and Medicine. This is a picture of the homepage. This is a Gale product. This database includes information created specifically for students, knowledgeable consumer health researchers, and healthcare professionals. This database is, according to them, is the perfect resource for up-to-date information on a complete range of healthcare topics. Those of us in the library world may be very familiar with Gale products, and this is just one of the many that they offer. And we are a subscriber to as well. I'm just going to talk about a few things that this database has. One of the things that I found very interesting is this topic finder feature that they have. You can type in your topics, right? And if you select this topic finder feature, it will provide to you a visualization of what other topics are linked and relate to it. And I think this is very interesting, especially for students that are searching for topics, but also for consumers that are interested in the area, because it gives them a visual of what else is relevant and how they can further their research or their interests and information seeking needs. So I find this to be very useful, is the topic finder within health and medicine. Another aspect of this database is the ability to search the publications the database references. And here in this example, I typed in a source Becky mentioned earlier, right? The New England Journal of Medicine. And so when you're doing that type of research, right, you're finding information and you're curious about it and you want to verify, you can go to some of these databases, for example, and search for the actual sources and see if we carry them and do your investigative research that way as well. So I find this to be very useful, the ability to search for publications within the databases. And of course, a subject guide. When you type in key terms and you want to search for subject guides, it lists here in this example related subjects, kind of like the wheel a couple slides earlier, the visual about the related topics. This one though in a list format, right? And what's neat about that is that it gives you the number of articles associated for each one. So again, something to consider when using a resource like Health and Medicine. Becky did talk about peer review earlier, and I wasn't going to touch on that, but if you notice on the right-hand corner of this picture, there are those two filters that are very commonly used in databases: the ability to search for full text articles, which are the complete articles versus citations only, and also the peer review. So it's as easy as clicking that box and then thus narrowing your results to those types of resources. The next database I wanted to briefly introduce to you is an EBSCO product, Health Source, the Consumer Edition. DACC Library also subscribes to the Nursing Edition, but again, this one is the Consumer Edition. And it reads, this database covers specific diseases as well as overall health topics. Subjects include fitness, nutrition, diabetes, aging, women's health, children's health, and many more. There's also a clinical reference system reporting inside, and it is available both in English and in Spanish. There's a medical dictionary, has an audio functionality on HTML full text articles. So many features in these databases, and I'm briefly just introducing them. A couple of things that I wanted to elaborate on this one though is the medical dictionary. Especially for some of our students that are in more technical courses that require this, may be a good supplement for those types of courses and assignments, but also the ability to know that there is a reputable dictionary, medical dictionary embedded in this database. You can also search images in this database, which I find quite appealing. And there are more filters that you could narrow your search when doing so. For example, black and white versus color, but here's an example, right, of one such image that can be useful. And last but not least, for this database, what I like about it is that you can create alerts. So something like coronavirus, right, that's very new. Research is barely coming out. We still don't know everything about it. So topics like these, you could, if you want, create alerts within this database where if you follow these steps, you can get notified however often you wish. The frequency here that I have in this picture is once a week, but it can be almost daily if you want it, or monthly, and have articles relevant to your interest emailed to you as they become available in the database. So a neat feature, I think, that it can be very useful for our users is this alert feature within Health Source Consumer Edition. The next two resources that I'm going to speak about briefly are websites. So this one is Medline Plus, and the URL is listed there on top, right? Medline Plus is an online health information resource for patients, their families, and friends. It is a service from the National Library of Medicine, which is the world's largest medical library and a part of the National Institutes of Health. Its mission is to present high quality, relevant health and wellness information that's trusted, easy to understand, free from advertising, available both in English and Spanish, and available on your devices, all for free. A very excellent resource that I highly recommend. Again, lots of features about this website. I'll only talk about a couple. There is, there is an excellent drug information portion of this website that I find very useful. But in addition to that, there are also there's also information on herbs and supplements that people often take that you can find information here. There are videos and other tools available to you. Again, providing just additional information for the consumer seeking as much information as they wish and in various formats. And the last website that I'll be talking to you about is from the Mayo Clinic, and the address you see up there. Mayo Clinic, if you did not know, is an American nonprofit academic medical center, and it has 3 major locations in Minnesota, Florida, and in Arizona. Its focus is on integrated patient care, education, and research. The Mayo Clinic's Health Information Award-winning consumer website offers health information, self-improvement, and disease management tools. MayoClinic.com's medical experts and editorial professionals bring you access to the knowledge and expertise of Mayo Clinic for all of your consumer health information needs, from cancer, diabetes, and heart disease to nutrition, exercise, and pregnancy. One thing that I find very interesting from this website is it has a portion in it that offers personal stories and testimonies. So you can read about other people's experiences using the Mayo Clinic here. They have a special topics section. That is the picture on the left. And they also have a news section, and that is the picture on the right. Those were the resources that I wanted to talk to you briefly about. Again, Health and Medicine, a Gale database, Health Source Consumer Edition from EBSCO, and the websites from Medline Plus, which is a government website, and the Mayo Clinic. If you wish to have me demonstrate more thoroughly any of these resources, please contact us. There's our email. And also we have a live guide dedicated to many more resources that the DACC Library offers, and there is the website for you to access as well.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I think Amy and I also just wanted to sort of say, if any of you have any public health questions, we didn't say this earlier, about the degree or in general about public health or interpreting health related data, we'd be happy to be here for you. And I'll put our emails in the chat.
Yes, thank you. And I just want to say a huge thank you to the library for putting this on, especially this important topic. And we'd be happy to continue this conversation or take it further if you guys feel like it's something that might be useful at another time as well. But I really give the library credit for setting this up.
Thank you. And I invite you next week, we'll be talking about the DACC Library's ebooks next Thursday at 10 o'clock. Thank you for joining us. We wish you well. Have a good rest of the evening.